Hi, everyone. This is Mike from Choosing Love Today. If you were listening yesterday, you know we started a little mini series of some of the heroes of the Bible. These were people that had to endure extreme waiting periods in their lives before they were considered what we would call successful. You know, when we walk through the book of Acts, we see people waiting for direction, waiting for power, waiting for God to move. But that's not a new pattern. It's something God has been doing with his people for generations. Yesterday we looked at Abraham, and this week I want to take a quick look at David. David was anointed king as a teenager, but he didn't sit on the throne until he was 30 years old. That's a long stretch of waiting, a long stretch of running, hiding, learning, failing, and growing, a long stretch of living a life he never expected, a life that didn't look anything like the promise God had spoken over him. But here's the part that speaks to us today. God wasn't giving David a crown. He was shaping David into the kind of man who could carry it. Waiting shapes character. Waiting strengthens humility. Waiting teaches us to trust God's timing instead of forcing our own. Waiting prepares us for responsibilities we're not ready for yet. Maybe that's where you are right now. Maybe you're in a season where the promise feels far away, where the past feels uneven, where the timeline feels slow, where your life doesn't look anything like what you thought God had planned. David's story reminds us waiting isn't wasted, waiting isn't delay, waiting is formation. God uses the waiting years to shape your heart, to deepen your character, and prepare you for the weight of what's going to come next. So, as we continue through Acts, a book that begins with waiting, remember David. And one of the great things to remember about David is even though he was far from perfect, God considered him a man after his own heart. Ask yourself, are you a person after God's own heart? Remember that God is shaping you in the waiting too. Thanks for listening, and keep choosing love today.